where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet and so is she.
wellness programs, food distribution, after-school programming, mentoring, summer enrichment, college student support. What do all of these things have in common? Presence. Presence is everything. Over the last year and a half of COVID, in spite of being sheltered at home and social distancing, STARS found a way to be present with people in a relevant way. Tonight, you'll hear amazing stories of how we met needs, but no matter what the need is, the greatest thing is connection and presence. Whether it was through a Zoom screen, or dropping off a meal at the front door and seeing the grateful wave through a window, or the joy of the first hug when it became safe to do so. STARS is living out our mission of being a community that affirms, equips, and emboldens young people to pursue a life of purpose, service, and meaning. Join us as we look back and look forward and celebrate the beauty of compassion and connection in the midst of a pandemic.
Yes, that was a camel in the backyard of Villa 500. Last December, we held a live nativity as our staff looked for creative ways where we could bless our STARS families during this COVID season, and it was a lot of fun. Well, I'm Nancy Stiles. I serve as Executive Director of STARS, and we are so thrilled to welcome you here tonight. What we want to do tonight is take a look back at the last 18 months of this time of COVID and how we were able to serve the needs of our community. And some of that was done with the help of you all that are here in person and those of you that are watching online. We were blessed to serve our families. But what I also want to do tonight is talk about what we've learned and how we see the path forward. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look back at our food distribution program and how the things we learned from that have now set the stage for our emerging wellness program. Take a look.
My name is Perla Moreno, and I am the wellness coordinator here at STARS. We program, and we started with food distribution. We found that there was a need for food. I think we were at the beginning serving maybe 60 families. At the moment, we're serving about 25 families weekly.
I'm Michelle Klopp, and I have been volunteering at STARS for about a year now and helping with the food distribution program. The food we receive is mostly fresh produce. It's also dairy products like milk and eggs, cheese, and different things that we can break down into smaller sizes and distribute for the families.
Hi, my name is Kurt Gibson, and I'm the Associate Director of STARS. What's interesting is everybody's always asking, is food distribution still necessary? And what we're learning is it's not about alleviating hunger, but it's about building wellness. And that is just such a nice way to flip the script. It opens the door for us to be able to talk about other kinds of wellness. When we partner around doing wellness activities in the midst of that, that's led to some physical fitness challenges. And then this fall we'll be rolling out a healthy snacks program from our wellness program.
Through the pandemic, we learned that families are super interested in mental health wellness. Once everything opens up a little bit more and organizations are willing to come in person, families really want that in-person connection with other families and someone else to help them process through the last year. And they're also asking for physical activities. They want workout classes. They want the kids to get outdoors and be active, because in the last year they've been indoors playing video games, not doing much, not moving around, and so they want them to get out.
So this last year, one thing that's been really fun to watch is our increased partnership with Food Forward and Backyard Harvest. People register in our community if they have a fruit tree in their yard, and then Backyard Harvest goes and harvests it, and then they bring it to us and we get to distribute it. So there's just something beautiful about, you know, the food is actually from inside that very community that we live in. And boy, we know when it's orange season. I walk in there and I can smell the citrus, and the whole building smells great. And that's really fun to just see that what's coming in goes out with produce that came from within our community.
The changes that I've seen in the families are that the parents are advocating more for their children, which is great. It's fun to kind of get updates from them when I see them weekly, like how things are changing, how their health is going, just praying with them sometimes. So I've really appreciated the connections that were made during this time, because I feel there wasn't really anyone else they had. And I think just even checking in with them weekly was good.
It's been such a blessing to me, and that's of course what the people always say about volunteering, that it ends up, you know, making such a difference in their life as well. But I feel connected to my community by getting to volunteer here in my community where I live, and know that I'm helping people.
So your centerpieces tonight are showcasing some of the fresh vegetables that our STARS families are receiving each week. In fact, these very centerpieces will be going directly to families' kitchens after the gala tonight. We are rejoicing that that number is starting. The pandemic is really starting to happen for our STARS families. COVID also definitely changed the ways we could walk alongside the young people in our community. We're so grateful that the technology was in place so that we could continue to connect with students when we had to close our in-person programming. But then with the onset of getting the vaccines and knowing we could reopen our program spaces, we wanted to take some of the things that we learned from this time of COVID and make sure we were applying them and think a little bit differently about what our programs look like when we could resume in-person programming. So we want to give you a little taste of some of the things we are up to this summer with our youngest students. So back in fall 2020, when we started thinking about and planning for summer 2021, we knew we wanted to take a little different approach across all our grade levels. We wanted to build our students' confidence and provide those in-person connections with caring adults and with their fellow students that had been lost during the pandemic.
We served over 120 students. These students were, as all students were affected by the pandemic, but weren't always able to access the same resources that other kids do. So we really wanted to step in and make sure that everybody had a fair shake. And we got to expose them to mindfulness. We got to practice their math skills. We got to practice their reading skills, their writing skills, their acting skills. They got to exercise the artistic side, and just making new friends and lifelong memories.
My name is Maria Boland, and I am the manager of the STARS K-3 program here at 500 East Villa. We are a community, a family that affirms, equips, and emboldens young people, not only academically, but also we are concerned with their entire well-being in a holistic way. During COVID, we implemented additional curriculum to our program in regards to mindfulness, mental health, and also their spiritual condition of that by providing Bible enrichment activities to our kiddos once a week. We are not only supporting our students, but we are also supporting our parents by giving them the same tools that we're giving the kiddos so that they can also be enriched and implement those tools at home.
My name is Sabrina Cardenas, and my position here is the K-3 program leader. And I just got hired this early February, but I've actually been part of STARS for 10+ years. I hope I get to change some of the students' lives and make them smile and laugh. I know during the pandemic it's been hard Some of these students are a little scared to get near each other or social anxiety. You know, they're so attached to being home, but I hope with my positivity and me making them laugh, I hope I can bring them all together, even though they have to be 3 feet apart. I feel like I'm giving back to my community a whole lot. I know there's like simple ways to do it, but whatever I can do, I can do it. I want to be part of it. I just want to be part of these kids' lives, and hopefully when they move on to 4th and 5th that they still remember me.
During the summer, for the last 4 weeks, we've been able to go on a cultural adventure and explore different countries. Being able to focus on their specific culture, the Latinx culture, learning the difference between Hispanic and Latino, and whatever they identified with was also very important to address during our time together.
So my name is Jan, and I'm a PhD student at Caltech. Well, we try to engage them into some kind of scientific activities through play, and mostly try to explain basic ideas in science, such as energy, such as microscopic life, such as electricity, and we try not to be too technical. It's mostly through play and fun. STEM is basically what right now moves the world forward, technologically, through medicine, through understanding the world. And the earlier you can show the kids how the world works, the better they will understand it later.
Yes, I will continue doing science in the future because I feel like it's really fun to experiment with things, and it's also really exciting to build stuff.
My favorite assignment is probably the roller coaster. It's fun overall, and it's really cool.
So my name is Cecilia Sanders. I'm a PhD candidate in geobiology. I joined on as a volunteer for the summer program to help out with the science activities for the early elementary schoolers. So I was really excited to get to work with kids in person again after a year of sort of struggling through with online lessons and trying to show them science demonstrations through the tiny little laptop camera and everything. I was really excited to get back in the classroom and see some of the kids that are coming through the local school system. So if you're exposed to science early on, there's a little something for everyone, for the kids that like to build, for the kids that like to observe and draw, for the kids that like to describe things and use their words. There's something for all the different kinds of strengths.
So Ready 21 was made possible by all these collaborative partners that came together with their strengths to make this possible for our students. Day One, Young and Healthy, Reading Partners, Pasadena Boys and Girls Club, Caltech, PUSD, Rhythms of the Village, and many others made it possible for our students to have this amazing experience of Ready 21.
I think the most important thing that Ready 21 accomplished this summer was, even more important than the academic piece, was the social piece, because our kids were not able to be around other kids for over a year, and that's really damaging, especially in these developmental years. So for us to step in and kind of give them like a fast track to get back to normal was really cool. And I feel like I was able to visibly see the results as the weeks passed, so that was really cool for me.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Johnson. I'm one of the associate directors with STARS, and it was just such an thank you. It was just such a joy to see wonder restored in the lives of our students through Ready 21. There's a couple partners that weren't mentioned that we just want to name now: Pasadena Education Foundation and My Tribe Rise. That so many partners that have just made all of this happen. I want to acknowledge those who are here right now. First of all, from Pasadena Unified School District, Dr. Julie Reynoso. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa Cavalier, Boys and Girls Club, right over here. Liz Arnold with Young and Healthy. In the back, Kitty Cahalan, Caltech.
who's with her husband, Patrick Cahalan, from our amazing school board. And happy 19th wedding anniversary, y'all. Thank you for spending that with us. I also want to thank our church partners, Lake Avenue Church, Montrose Church, and La Cañada Presbyterian Church. Thank you. You can't do it without a trinity of churches. So.
I want to take a moment to thank our hosts for the evening, David and Mary Sue Scheidler, who are right up here in front. Thank you so much for opening this beautiful home to us. Dave and Mary Sue have been longtime friends and supporters of STARS. Mary Sue's been on our board for the last 6 years. And when they moved into this house, one of the first things she said to me is, "We can have STARS for tomorrow there." I said, yes. And so you're letting us have your first big party in your new house is tonight. So you all saw it first. David and Mary Sue are also one of our Superstar sponsors. So we want to thank our other Superstar sponsors as well. We have Rich and Barb Wilson from Volkswagen Pasadena. We have Daniel and Marianne Fong from $1 Million Baby. We have Adobe Guacham and Chick-fil-A Pasadena. We have Ram Construction. And just making sure I didn't forget anybody. And we have Ascension Ridge Vineyards.
Yes. Yes, we want to thank our wine sponsor. And did everyone yes, especially that one tonight. Did everyone enjoy the wine? So you have this amazing opportunity tonight that if you join the wine club, you will get free shipping and 20% of all proceeds will go to STARS. So, if you want to do that right now, you can talk to John. But please see John, and please, thank you so much for being here tonight.
I also want to say thank you to our board members. So if you're on the STARS board, could you stand so we can give you a round of applause? I know Adobe's up here in the front, Mary Sue, we have Anthony, Carlos, Hazel, where's Hazel? Nicole, and did I miss anybody who's here tonight? I can't see to the back there. So CDs, our board chair. CDs, thank you. Thank you so much to our STARS board.
So I mentioned one of our partners, My Tribe Rise, but I would like our tribe to rise, our amazing staff at STARS. Would you please stand? We just want to appreciate you. Thank you. Woo!
I hope you've had a chance to look at our auction items in the back here and online. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can bid up until 5 o'clock tomorrow. And we just want to highlight a few items in particular.
So our first item is big. It's huge because it's mammoth. So there's a 4-day, 3-night package in a 3-bedroom, 4-bath condo centrally located in the heart of Mammoth Village. So please bid because, like I said, it's mammoth. So.
Another item we wanted to highlight is we have some amazing Dodger tickets. So on October 2nd, these are tickets for the games, the Dodgers versus the Brewers, and it is the Dugout Club experience. And these are amazing seats. They're right in front, and you get to explore all of the wonders of the Dodger Dugout Club. So bid on that.
Since you enjoyed the wine, why not enjoy it where all the magic happens? And you can do that at the Ascension Ridge Sommelier House. 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4-night stay. This also includes a tour of the winemaking process and a private barrel tasting. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. All right.
And we have one more once-in-a-lifetime experience that's being auctioned off tonight. or tomorrow into tomorrow, which is the Pasadena Pops. You can have a party of 10 at a Pasadena Pops rehearsal. So it's closed just to you 10 with a catered dinner, wine and beer included. So been on that as well.
All right. So you've seen how STARS and amazing volunteers have come alongside our families in regards to wellness and what's happened and how we've come alongside our students first through fifth grade throughout the school district. But what about our college students? Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Amy Cardenas. I go by AIM. A lot of people call me AIM. Our STARS college program is a scholarship program for first-generation students from the Altadena, Pasadena area. Thanks to Because You Matter, we are able to provide financial support in a scholarship amount to students either going to 2-year schools or 4-year schools. And for a lot of our students, the reality is that, you know, they come from homes that are multi-generational, where they're living with 2-3 families under one roof. And for a lot of our students, it was really difficult to kind of go through that transition, right? Of like, you go from having your own space and you know, getting the opportunity to make it your own space, and then you're forced to go back to kind of what it was before.
My name is Samantha, and my involvement, well, I'm a college student, just transferred to Cal State LA. I've been involved in STARS practically my whole life. I want to say the beginning of 2nd grade up until now, recently now to college. Some ways that STARS has helped me personally has been with just a lot of good role models in my life, and you know, along with providing essential needs, they just provide you with a lot more than that, you know, just good people in your life.
I never like to assume what our students need. I think that it's always, for anybody that does the type of work that I'm privileged to do, right? Walking alongside first-generation students, I think it's really harmful when we come into the situation assuming, well, this is what I needed as a first gen, because laws are always changing, policies are always changing, family structures are always changing, gentrification is always changing, access to resources is always changing. And so I just always think of like ways to pray for them, ways to encourage them, ways to just, you know, support them beyond just the scholarship award amount, but like being a friend to them, being a source of guidance to them.
One thing that was interesting during COVID is we had students that were really needing another scale of laptop because now their whole life was Zoom. And a lot of them had laptops that they you know, had been in and around them, but they didn't have the capacity to do WebEx or Zoom. And so we're doing a lot of laptop upgrades and also hotspots.
My name is Juan, and I've been part of STARS through all the after-school programs, elementary up to college right now. I recently transferred to UC Riverside as a computer science major in my 3rd year. As a first-generation college student, STARS has helped me find more resources and connections in regards of knowledge of how to maneuver college as a first generation. And like they'd have workshops and events where we get to connect as first-generation college students, and we also get like college stipends that would help with my tuition and my housing and any other expenses that I have as a student. Since like my 1st grade tutor to my high school tutors through Eric Johnson, like it's always been there.
So my name is Diana Lopez. I'm attending Cal State LA. It's currently my last semester, so I'll be graduating in December. We were never really alone in this, especially during the pandemic. I guess that was something very helpful, that STARS was always there. Amy, she was always contacting us, either emailing us or texting us, or sometimes we would do like Zoom calls or FaceTime calls. And
one thing that I'm super grateful, again, right, my journey with STARS, my journey in being a first-gen, non-traditional student, is that I kind of have this lens where I can understand them and start at that point with them with those like really tough conversations, because you know, the problem's not so much like, let's get students to college. The problem is, how do I help the students stay in college and know that they belong there and know that we're rooting for them and that we're gonna be with them all the way through.
I want the people to know who donate that the money and funds you give or any type of support you give, like it's beyond what you can imagine. Like it's changing lives, and it's not just like you're just helping out low-income families to like feed them or something. Like you're actually changing lives and generations to come because of the type of support we're getting.
Thank you for supporting STARS!
I hope you're starting to get a sense of how amazing our students are. Well, one of the other ways you can support STARS tonight is by giving directly to our program areas. So you may have seen on our online auction that there's ways that you can give specifically to program areas. One of my favorite things that we do is our college road trip, where we take high school students on a trip around the state and we go hiking and camping and let them wander college campuses. And my very favorite part of that trip is when we have one of our own college students showing the younger high school students around their campus. The pride that they have in doing that, it's just amazing to watch. Plus, it helps our high school students actually picture themselves there. So you can help sponsor that trip if you'd like tonight. Another way you can participate in our college program is to help with college starter kits. So we equip each college student with a laptop, with bedding for their dorm room so that they're launched as well as we possibly can be as they start that college journey. Well, I think you can see too that the volunteers that participate with STARS are an integral part of our community. STARS would not be what we are without the amazing tutors and mentors that participate and become such a part of the family. Well, we recently lost a very special person to STARS, longtime volunteer, tutor, and mentor, Mr. Wendell Watts. Wendell and his wife, Liz, had a huge impact on our STARS students. In fact, we honored them at this gala a few years ago. Several of the Watts family are here tonight. Can you guys wave? We're really glad to have you with us. And we're really grateful for Wendell's impact here, and we will miss him greatly.
What is this place? It's a refuge. It's a refuge to young people. It's a place where they can come and expand their minds.
Having the kids blossom and bloom under our tutelage.
They can keep on growing. That's what it is. It's wonderful to watch people grow.
It's rewarding because you sort of feel like you've had a part in that development. And it's just wonderful to see that transformation. And we just have lots of fun together.
I'd like to say that it was something magnificent, but it wasn't. It was my wife saying, "You're going to go to tutor with me." It was basically that simple.
Always kind of had a heart for kids, particularly kids who need a little extra help.
I don't know how much I personally help, but I think the presence of adults help.
Where do I begin? In the future, if I have kids, be like Wendell, He's always great with his wife, always hanging around, always smiling, always happy with his family. I guess that's what makes Wendell a great guy. He teaches me a lot.
Wendell was just an absolutely amazing individual that would light up a room and just bring joy to volunteers and students that he worked with. It was just my great joy and pleasure to serve with him at the middle school and high school program. And so to take a moment, I think one of the greatest ways to celebrate a life is to celebrate. And so with that, for many of you who were with us last year at the gala, you were treated to this amazing musical talent. And so right now, accompanied by Carrie Frank, would you please welcome back again the amazing Leslie Spencer.
I mean, I think what's really amazing is his outfit. It's really, seriously. I mean, the most impeccably dressed person on a casual day, Eric Johnson. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Are we having a good time? Yes. The wine is good. I drank a little bit of it, so I might have to use my lyrics. Anyway, we're going to do some ditties for you. Just a little ditties. Carrie Frank, everyone, he's phenomenal. Here we go. We're going to start off with a cover. Hopefully I get it right. Keep going, Carrie. Come on. Together? Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on, Carrie. Keep going. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, or even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, but try to be a boss, but they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be Carrie Frank. Here we go. Come on, come on. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be a boss, but they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. I mean, seriously, Carrie Frank. So, hello, Stars family. I wrote a song about New York because you're doing the like church thing. No, do it. Okay, so, hold on. Jesus loves all of you. And I love you too. Wait, this is good. I'm going to stay up here all night. I've been so starved for my profession. Anyway. So I'm going to dedicate this song to Kurt and Kathy Gibson. And I'm going to try not to cry. They are the dearest of friends and the most generous and wonderful people in my life. And I love you, I love you, I love you so much. Thank you for being a part of my life. So I moved away from LA. I'm a native to. This is so good. Okay, let's no. Let's do it. So here we go. He's gonna do it. Okay, keep going. This is good. I hope I remember my lyrics. Anyway, so I moved back and forth from New York and LA. Do it. Yeah, let's go. But I love New York a lot. So I wrote this song about New York, and I've had some wine, so I had to pull up my own lyrics on Google. I had to Google myself my own lyrics. Good grief. Here we go. I'm single, by the way. But I do have a boyfriend. His name is New York. I'll give you my phone number later. Here we go. I met a guy whose name was Drew. He took me on a cruise to Honolulu. He wanted to dine me, but couldn't find me, 'cause York is my real boyfriend. And then there was that guy, I forgot his name, who took me up in his aeroplane. Our takeoff was swift, but he lost his lift, 'cause York is my real boyfriend. Strolling through Central Park, hit the jazz club well after dark. He satisfies my every whim, 'cause New York is my real boyfriend. I should mention Paul, who gave it his all. He bought the diamond ring. The fact he was 80 felt a little weighty, 'cause New York is my real boyfriend. Carrie Frank. Put your hands together, come on. You can clap. And it's the 1 and 3. Je t'aime, Pierre. Wait. Who moved to France? He made good wine, but he just couldn't dance. I flew that chateau, 'cause everyone knows that York is, thank you, smoldering upward was Moroccan. I forgot my lyrics. Here we go. Here's looking at you, kid. It's nothing that you did, 'cause gin martini afternoons, twinkling lights and the harbor moon. If ever I leave, you'll still be there. He loves me without any care. So men, try your best to woo me today. We'll have some fun and get carried away, but there's only one who's faithful and true, 'cause you're so good. love you guys. Oh my gosh. I love being on stage again. Okay, I have one more song. And if I screw up the lyrics, it's fine. This song is actually was written by my friend, a guitar player, and it became like this kind of signature performance for me in a band that I was in. And this song is dedicated, and he's not here tonight, unfortunately, but to Michael Dilsaver. Yes. Because he's always saying, just sing that one song that you do. It's so good. I'm like, I do a lot of songs. But this is his favorite, so it's dedicated to him. Here we go. Ooh, and it's kind of like 50s vibe. I love that, Carrie. Carrie Frank, everyone. Carrie Frank. Carrie Frank. Tell me someday never comes. Will you hang around like our photograph? If I make you cry, will you slam those doors again and walk out of my life? Oh, I know I'll do better, but I ain't found a way. Believe me, I hear every word you say. Baby, you and me will always have someday. Tell me if someday never comes, just like the night before. Tell me you understand if I finally said goodbye. Would you fight for me or walk out of my life? And I know I'll do better, but I ain't found a way. Believe me, I hear every word you say. Baby, you and me will always have someday. Maybe someday you'll see as you're calling out to me that it ain't always bad as you're making out to be. Yes, someday you'll want me, someday you'll know, someday you'll realize we'll always have someday. Come on, Carrie, go, 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 He's never seen this chart before, by the way. He's just playing it. Here we go. I'm gonna come back in. One Tingle, 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 tingle. Oh, it's church music again. We'll always have Yes, Sunday will always have Carrie Frank! Thank you for putting up with me.
Thank you, Leslie. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to wrestle that mic out of your hand, though. Well, I think you've seen tonight that one of the consistent through lines through all the things we do here at STARS is the presence of caring adults in young people's lives. Whether it's after-school programming, summer enrichment, camps, trips, college student support, but where we especially see that is in our mentoring program. I'm happy to tell you tonight that we are a recent recipient of expansion funding that's going to help us grow our mentoring program through a special grant program called the Ready to Rise grant. And that grant has already made it possible for us to hire 2 new directors. We have our Director of Education Initiatives, Karen Farr-Perkins, right over here. And our new Director of Mentoring Initiatives, Chip Williams. You're going to hear more from Chip in just a moment. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about some of the ways that we're hoping to expand mentoring. So we're looking at group mentoring, one-on-one mentoring, and also growing into some new areas of the San Gabriel Valley. Well, as you see deep and lasting relationships, we've been talking about them all night. That's what we're about here at STARS. For the final video of the night, we wanted to highlight a very special friendship of 3 men who are very important to us here at STARS.
I've lived in the Pasadena area since I was 6 years old. We moved from South Central Los Angeles to here in 1966. My father became an Altadena sheriff, and that's why we relocated. The people who had a meaningful impact in my life, the mentors became the mentors in my life. Many of them are still around today, were from the church I was attending when I was a child. So from the age of 17 until now, I've always been involved in the work of youth empowerment, youth engagement, youth development. And I'm always paying it forward because of what these men did for me. I met Chip and Bruce in junior high school, at McKinley Junior High School. We all attended this school, Blair High School, together. And I just find it amazing that throughout our lives, we've always been advocates for youth and engaged in youth in some way or another. And now we're all at the same place doing this work. So Bruce has a tremendous sense of humor that will just keep you laughing. And I needed laughter in my life. And so that's one of the gifts that I appreciate about Bruce. Chip always looked like a model. And he was just the nicest, coolest guy to hang around. And for me, as a person that didn't think that much of himself, to be around these brothers, even though I didn't articulate this all the time, just to be with them, it made my time away from home really sweet. And I ended up at STARS. And so I thought the things that I thought brought me shame and took my value away from me in terms of coming through abuse and molestation and some of these other pieces were the very things that opened doors for me to have a conversation in the lives of students. I always say that when I share my story, it's my It's my best and worst day. It's my best day because there's so much trust that the students have invested in trusting me. Once I found that my vulnerability opens up doors for others to be vulnerable as well. These men found me and loved me when I was falling through the cracks. And I can't stop paying that forward. They were amazing when I knew them when I was younger. They're still amazing now.
I'm Chip Williams, and I am a newly hired Director of Mentoring Initiatives for STARS. I'm going to be supporting the mentor coaches, mentors, and mentees, and looking for opportunities to expand our program further into the San Gabriel Valley. I remember Eric being just this sort of bright energy. He was always friendly, always uplifting, and fun to be around. Eric speaks very eloquently about paying it forward because of the people in his life who embraced him. They saw him where he was, and they held him and saved him from falling through what he described as the cracks, right? My grandfather, my father's father, was very different from my father. He was a tinkerer, he worked with his hands, and he kept me by his side, and I learned a lot of things from him. Those kinds of relationships where an older person keeps you by their side, wants you to be a part of their life, and includes you, that's nourishment for the soul. I think it's priceless. So being present for young people builds community, and that's how traditions are passed on. That's how love of humanity and the value, like just our humane values, are engendered in others. That I took time to be with you because you're worthwhile. You're worth my time. And I think that's a gift.
I'm Bruce Banks. I work as a volunteer at the STARS program in the Food Distribution Center, packing those bags for families that were really impacted by the virus. I got in there because of Eric Johnson, who somehow has my number no matter where I go and can get a hold of me. First lived in Altadena. I moved over to Salida Road in 1971, and that was right around the corner from Arroyo, where Chip grew up. After that, going to McKinley, that's where I met Eric. So we somehow found the way to be there. After McKinley, we all ended up at Blair High School. We had a lot of teachers that had faith in students. I think that's what made Blair so unique. I have been a substance abuse counselor. I have worked with homeless, mentally ill. I have worked and developed dual diagnosis programs. In forensic psychology, what you're trained to do is answer a specific question, a question provided by the court, and putting together a report that'll go to an immigration judge or the immigration official and maybe change that family's life by letting that one person stay here. The puzzle was coming together. Here were people predominantly in communities that were not originally here, and understanding that, yeah, I know about their hunger. I've had to discuss that with them in the office and all these other issues going on. So yeah, if I can pack a bag of vegetables and meat and that, I know at least for one more night, they'll be a family. Growing up here in Pasadena has been the greatest opportunity. I have met people that I look up to. I don't know what my life would be like without Chip and Eric in it. I don't want to experience life without them, really.
We were born at a time and raised at a time where social justice and social change were really moving. And I think our world as children was full of hope. And I think that working with them in this environment, working with youth, with these friends, hopefully we will be able to instill in young people today some of the fire, some of the hope that we grew up with. I think you've got a future in showbiz.
No. We're just old. No. But Bruce couldn't be with us tonight. He's watching everything that's happening virtually. But the thing about both myself and Chip and Bruce that we've shared, and the theme that you've heard from the first video until now, is the importance of presence, being present with others. We're all very fortunate that someone was present with us, and it affected the outcome of our lives. And we've spent the rest of our lives paying it forward with our presence. And tonight, what we are asking each of you to do, if you would, is to pay it forward with you by giving STARS some presents, some PRESENTS. Would you give to us tonight? So, Chip, talk a little more about that.
So now is the moment. Now is the moment to be present. And what you will find when you give is that the real gift is opening yourself up from the inside out and letting your generosity flow. So that's what we're here for tonight. We have big plans to expand the mentoring reach in the San Gabriel Valley, and the Ready to Rise grant gets us most of the way there, but we also want to raise an additional $70,000 that will fund the initiative for the next year and help us double the number of students that we serve through mentoring.
So here's how it works. This is the big moment. So if you would, right now, if you would text Go Mentor to 41444, as so many have already done and are doing right now, you can help us reach our goal. And if you don't want to use a credit card to do that, and you'd like to pledge a gift in a different way in terms of writing a check, you can also do that as well. And I want to thank all of these amazing people who are giving right now.
Anonymous, $3,000. Thank you very much. Yes. Marsha Underwood, I saw a beautiful gift from you as well. So what does this money fund? It will pay for additional mentor coaches who match students with mentors and help those mentors navigate their relationships with their mentees. It helps us hold events for our mentors and mentees, and it also covers our training and event costs. We plan to do some new mentoring initiatives expanding into the San Gabriel Valley along the 210 corridor. So that additional $70,000 is going to help us move into more communities outside of Pasadena.
And as Dr. Reynoso and Lisa Cavalier and Patrick Callahan and Liz Arnold and so many others here can attest, that even before the pandemic hit, the outcry from our students for access to mental health resources drastically increased. And while we're still in the midst of this pandemic, our staffs are overwhelmed by the need. Chip and I and several of our staff had the opportunity to talk with the principal just yesterday. And even with the Wellness Center on one particular campus, there are just not enough individuals to be present with students to help them with these mental health issues. And so STARS has been proactive with these mentoring initiatives to be present with people, to be present with students, to be present with others. And so would you assist us by giving towards this great need?
Thank you. Steve and Val Nakata, I didn't. David Owen, thank you very much.
I left my eyes on the table so I can see the screen.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Call me Four Eyes. Patricia Ferguson, thank you. Beth Winton, Clarissa McElroy, Robert Fodor, thank you.
Again, thank you so much. There's just, we can't say enough how great the need is. We can't say enough how grateful we are for each and every one of you. And feel free to continue giving. Remember all the other initiatives that have been shared today, including what's going on with college and some of these other pieces as well. Also, please remember that if you want to be part of the Wine Club, you can do that today as well. I sound like a wine pusher. But please see John.
The wine is really, really good.
Yes, superb. Absolutely superb.
The Pinot.
All right. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. And at this moment, please welcome back our Executive Director, Nancy Stiles, who will talk to you about your Just Desserts.
Just Desserts. Thank you so much, Eric and Chip. Wasn't their story inspiring? Yeah, so the long friendship and these amazing men that are investing in the lives of students. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for helping us. If you can continue to help us meet our goal, we'll keep the thermometer open. That stays open until 5 o'clock tomorrow as well. And again, the online auction closes tomorrow at 5, so keep bidding on those items, please. Well, I just want to say a few final thank yous. I want to thank Margaret Emmanuel JP in the back there, who done an amazing job putting this all together. I also want to say a huge thank you to the STARS development team. That's Beth, Whitney, Michelle, and Kim. Thank you so much for all your work to make tonight happen. And if tonight sparked something in you and you want to be part of the volunteers at STARS, we would love to have you. You can find out more information on all our volunteer opportunities on our website, or grab one of the staff tonight and they can help you get involved in our community as well. So thank you for coming and enjoy dessert.
In the morning, I get the fever, and when you touch me, sweet and tender, there's one thing I remember, that your love means everything to me. And your love is all I ever need. Like a flower, you look pretty. You take the sunshine and you turn it into lovely. You're the best thing in the world. That's right, your love means everything to me. Ooh, your love is all I'll ever need. out the vapors every hour. 'Cause when I see you, I got to take a cold shower. You're like chocolate, you make me crazy. Ooh, your love means everything to me. Ooh, girl, your love is all I'll ever need. Your love is everything to me. Your love, your love, your love, your love is all I'll ever need.